Hey guys, welcome back to another clip of Schach-manuel-lernen. Today with another must-know checkmate with bishop and knight. It's one of the hardest checkmates in chess in the endgame, but when you know the pattern, it makes it a lot easier. So let's say here, as a defender, you always try to be in the corner that has the opposite color of the bishop because we need to checkmate him with the bishop at the end. So we need to bring this king in one of these two corners. And for that you need to remember that the knight in this case here makes this W/M shape. That will help you to remember the path. And in general, the knight will control the squares that the bishop won't. That's why we start in this position with knight to g5, king g8, knight to f7, that he can't go back there, so he is forced to go to f8. Now we want to bring him here at the end. That's why bishop h7, taking this square away. So bring him to e8, then knight to e5, king to d8. If he would go back, let's say king f8, then we could give a check, and then we take this square away, and then we would follow with the king, and it leads to pretty much the same position. So here, king to e6, and now it looks like that the king can run away from the 8th rank. And now we need to make sure that he won't reach this corner, because that would cost us way too many moves. So that's why we stay on the path with the knight and going to d7. The purpose on knight by d7 is that he blocks these two squares, the dark squares that the bishop can't reach. And now I would say the most critical move in this line, we need to play bishop d3. Because the main square is that we take this square away. And here I mark now all of the squares that are not available for black. That's why he needs to go back. Let's say he goes to c7 to give a lot of resistance. We play bishop e4, and now we take this squares away, so he needs to go back to the 8th rank, and then we can continue with the king. Now, of course, black wants to go to the wrong corner again. We can avoid that with giving a check. Again, the harmony of the pieces. Now we make a waiting move, like bishop c5. We follow the path. This square needs to be blocked still, so king c8, then bishop there, king d8, give a check. That we also take this square away, so to c8, we come closer with the king. Now he needs to go to b8, and after bishop here, to take this square away. Black just has two options of moving. Let's say he goes to a7. Then we stay on the path. We just go a bit back in order that we block here the square. If he goes to b8, now we can go with king to b6. And now this one here is blocked again. So now it's a forced checkmate. King a8. We play a waiting move because we should avoid to give a stalemate. That would be a pity if we would do that. That's why we make a waiting move. And the only move is king b8. And now we need to give this check here, that this square remains blocked. This one here is not possible because then the king would run away again. So after this, we give a check, and then finally he's in the right corner for us, and we can give a check with the bishop, which is a checkmate. So I would say the key points to remember in the starting position is the path of the knight, that he helps the bishop to take away the squares that the bishop can't. Then that the opponent's king needs to be in the corner like our bishop has. And yeah, when you remember about these two key points, then you will manage it in your own games. So I wish you a wonderful weekend, stay healthy, and enjoy your own chess games. See you soon, guys.